Welcome everyone to the Moisky News for April the 10th, 2020. Before we start, there will be a political recap stream on this channel tonight, 9:30 PM GMT. Hope to see you all there. Today I would like to discuss Priti Patel, or more importantly, where is Priti Patel? Since March, the government has held daily press conferences. These conferences have typically been hosted as a means of informing the nation on what the government is doing to tackle the coronavirus problem. These have been chaired by Boris Johnson, Michael Gove, Dominic Raab, Rishi Sunak and Matt Hancock. But one person holding one of the highest seats of power in this country is Priti Patel, and she's not been seen. But on top of that, she's been oddly quiet since the bullying allegations came out. She has also not been accepting invitations to answer questions, with a number of articles now circulating, pondering where she is, why she's not engaging in political affairs. The questions that she has rejected answering came from the Home Affairs Select Committee, which is chaired by Yvette Cooper of the Labour Party. Priti Patel, through a spokesman, has said that she is committed to attending one before the end of April. Yvette Cooper says press X to doubt, and fam, you're going to be here before the 15th. The allegations of bullying came from civil servants who, since Priti Patel took office as Home Secretary, have resigned because of how she intimidated, allegedly, how she forced them out of their job, allegedly, demeaned, bullied, belittled, allegedly, employees and senior civil servants. But that can actually be traced back even further to her last cabinet post a few years ago, where there were allegations of it then as well. Oliver Dowden, the current Culture Secretary, has insisted that the Home Secretary Priti Patel is still working after she's been accused of avoiding scrutiny, telling Sky News, "I really can assure you the Home Secretary is across all of this and is engaged on an hour-by-hour and day-by-day basis. I see this every day myself. She is 100% engaged. She is in the Home Office pretty much every day. As far as I know, that's where I've seen her every day. I really don't think there's an issue with respect to the Home Secretary." Unnamed allies of the Home Secretary have suggested that her absence from these press conferences is simply because other departments like the Treasury have more major announcements to make than the Home Office as the crisis has unfolded. I would now point out, Michael Gove is the Duchy of Lancaster, and he has chaired a few of these. Dominic Raab, the Foreign Secretary, Rishi Sunak, the Chancellor, Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister, have all hosted these. Matt Hancock, the Health Secretary, has. The only other major spot is Priti Patel's. Priti Patel was due to give evidence in public on the Home Office's response to the coronavirus pandemic to the Home Affairs Select Committee since January, but dates for that have yet to be set. And many people are speculating, Yvette Cooper most notably, that this is going to get pushed back even further. Interestingly, when Yvette Cooper wrote about 6 letters to Priti Patel over the last 3 months in an effort to officially set a date, Patel responded that she was disappointed at the increasingly adversarial tone of the exchanges. But then when you keep pushing back and rejecting to attend key meetings and committee hearings, do you think the letter is just going to be a carbon copy of the last one? People are going to get more fed up. This is up there with Chris Grayling not handing over sufficient information before giving public statements when he was Transport Secretary, which triggered the living feck out of Labour, who had no time to prepare counter to what he was saying. While we are going through a rather interesting turn of events with regards to the coronavirus, you have a job to do and you have responsibilities, Priti Patel. If Yvette Cooper, after 6 to 7 letters, starts to sound a little more adversarial because she's getting fed up of you not being professional, your feels don't change the fact that you still haven't gone. And at present, the Select Committee has no reason to delay this any more realistically. At present, the UK government is under increasing pressure and criticism for how it has handled the coronavirus. Some saying, "Oh, you're too late." Yes, they were quite late on it, but they didn't need to act as fast at the time and were understandably ill-prepared because of how quickly things went from 0 to 100. but also because they're relying heavily on the expert advice, and the expert's advice is not yielding positive results. Which means people think, well then, we should change our tactic, but there is no other solution in place yet. Come up with one first and let it be explored, please. As far as Priti Patel goes, my view is, unless she can give a concrete reason for not attending the select committee, she should attend the select committee, as it is a very important part of the democratic process in this country, and not attending it with no legitimate reason being given, and instead falling back on feels, is a cop-out, and an insult to those that voted you in. While the Prime Minister has faith in you as Home Secretary, everyone else is again questioning your ability to perform your duties when you are not performing your duties. With this, I'm really interested to know what you think, so please do let me know in the comments down below.